Building to a crescendo all week, and very shortly it will be for real. We have all the action for you live. And a warm welcome on what is a fine day for football. I'm delighted to be able to report. I'm your match commentator Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me, the former Arsenal, West Ham and Coventry midfield player Stuart Robson. And we're fully convinced this game will live up to its billing. It's Scotland versus Morocco.
As is always the case, the team that dominates midfield will be the team that controls the flow of the game. And that, for me, is the area that's key today.
Here's how Scotland will line up.
Well, it's a 4-5-1, but with three of the midfield players giving close support to the centre-forward, and the other two sitting deeper. Also watch out for the fullbacks getting forward at every opportunity. They do like to get crosses into the box.
Thank you for attending. Have a great time at today's match.
And here's how Morocco will line up.
Well, in this 4-5-1, as you would expect, it's a very compact back four. A midfield five with a mixture of qualities and a front player who will threaten the space in behind the opposition. It looks a good team to me.
So the first half begins. Let's see what unfolds. Could be threatening. Hakimi. And nicely over the top. John McGinn. Ball retention so important. And take it away. McGinn. That's a good-looking ball. Christie. On to McGinn. Well read to ease the pressure. Brahim. Now with Hakimi. Sofiane Amrabat. Brahim Diaz now. And good work to regain possession. Christie. Lewis Ferguson. And bursting forward. A fine reading of the situation. Now can he get on the end of this one? Safe pair of hands did his job. Ferguson. Hickey. It's with McTominay. Superb effort to keep it in. The cross is on. He got in the way of that cross. Well, there to intercept. Lewis Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Lovely intricate passing.
Well, they move the ball so well, don't they?
Christie. What can they do from here? And the verdict is penalty. Hello, it's great to be with you. And no problems at all on the weather front as we get ready for this match. My name's Derek Ray, and delighted to have alongside me, as usual on these occasions, Stuart Robson. And no question, this ought to be a game that gets pulses racing. It's Scotland versus Morocco.
Well, we've got everything needed for a good game here. Two motivated teams, a vibrant atmosphere, and some very good players. Let's hope we're not disappointed.
Here's how Scotland will line up.
Well, in this shape, if their wide players stay high up the pitch and get enough of the ball, it's a very attacking lineup. But if they drop too deep, they will then leave the centre-forward isolated, and it could be difficult for them.
And here's how Morocco will line up.
Well, I'm just a little worried. They might be too negative here. They're certainly going to be hard to break down with that five-man midfield. But will they have enough going the other way? I'm not sure.
And the referee gets this game going. Every reason to believe this should be a cracker. Hickey. Che Adams. Oh, beating his opponent with ease. But a good piece of tidying up. Good use of advantage there. Sufyan Amrabat. This could be troublesome. Diaz. A powerful effort, but not threatening the goalkeeper, and he'll be disappointed. Well, the referee took note of the earlier infringement, and a booking it is now. Trying to tee it up. Might lead to a chance. Not to be in terms of the cross there. Goal kick coming up. Andrew Robertson has lost the ball. Jack Hendry. Here's Robertson. Christie. McGinn. And it's Hendry with it. Scott McTominay. Lewis Ferguson. Perfect challenge. Riyad. Issa Diop. And it's with Amrabat. That's a good-looking ball. Looking for the final pass. And a decent delivery. The attack ended disappointingly. Scott McTominay. Hakimi. And it's with Amrabat. Intercepting it intelligently. Now look at this, they might be able to cash in here, but it fizzles out thanks to that piece of defending. Lewis Ferguson. Hickey. Now with Adams. Could be dangerous. And the defensive intervention there. Jack Hendry. Now with Ryan Christie. Andrew Robertson. On to McGinn. Christie. Jack Hendry. Ferguson. Aaron Hickey. Christie. And now with McGinn. Composed and patient passing.
You do feel they get a chance soon, the way they're playing.
Jack Hendry. Well, made it look routine, but read it well. Really effective shielding under pressure. And moving the ball forward with genuine purpose here. And in a perfect position to cut it out. Lewis Ferguson. Hickey. And it's Hendry with it. John McGinn. Grant Hanley with it. McGinn. Ferguson. Hanley. And it's Hendry with it. Hickey. Lewis Ferguson. Christie. Andrew Robertson. McGinn. Hickey. Ferguson. Here's Robertson. McGinn. Lewis Ferguson. Really is a lovely example of how to pass the ball.
Yeah, they just seem to know where the next pass is, don't they?
Scott McTominay. Very quick thinking there. Maybe dangerous here. Oh, it's a penalty! This to open the scoring here. And the penalty is converted. I don't think anyone really questioned him.
Let's take another look. He deceives the goalkeeper really well here by getting to dive one way before placing it into the opposite side. A really good penalty.
Back underway, and 1-0 it is. Let's see what happens next. And fed forwards. But he couldn't keep himself onside.
Well, he just delayed the pass, didn't he? That was a great opportunity.
Scott McTominay. Grant Hanley with it. Christie. It's with McTominay. Playing with a flow and intensity. And an astute piece of defending. Nicely cut out.
That was a vital bit of defending there.
And they'll get ready for the throw-in. Well, an easy one to cut out, really. Defending when it mattered. Scott McTominay. And a goal kick forthcoming. Another look then at the penalty goal. Could be troublesome. Well, that's a clever ball. And it's Hendry with it. McGinn. Holding on to what they have is the priority, apparently. Christie. Che Adams. Released it nicely. Can they carve out a chance? And quick thinking defensively. Well, that clearance was of the no-nonsense variety. And a throw-in now. Well, foul play, says the referee. And losing possession. McGinn. McTominay. Couldn't hang on to it again. Lewis Ferguson. On to McGinn. Andrew Robertson. It's a neat move. Counter-attack looks on. Well, after pressing like that, maybe the short route to goal. Sufyan Amrabat. Promising as they look to level it.
Yeah, nice fluid football, but it needs an end product.
Well, they're moving it around with real purpose here. Pick out a teammate. And he couldn't quite get himself back on side, Stuart.
Well, as a player, you need to be able to change your mind, but he wasn't able to, and that's a poor pass.
Christie. Here's Robertson. Now in a more than decent position. And a corner conceded. Trying to pick out a teammate. Scott McTominay. Here's Robertson. It's with McTominay. Pass, 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 and justifiably so. Che Adams. And a lot to like about this attack. Good-looking pass.
Yeah, what a dangerous ball that is.
Ferguson. Fine build-up as they look to add to their advantage. Shadi Riyad. Now with Hakimi. And the pass deftly cut out. Hanley. Here's Robertson. John McGinn. Aaron Hickey. Lewis Ferguson. And now with McGinn. Hanley. Now with Ryan Christie. McGinn. Scott McTominay. On to Adams. Ferguson. Really is a lovely example of how to pass the ball. Andrew Robertson. Jack Hendry. Grant Hanley with it. And he read it well. Hickey. Lewis Ferguson. Might be onto something. Ferguson. Referee intervening. You saw what he was trying with that free kick, but the goalkeeper had it covered all the way. Sofiane Amrabat. Now with Hakimi. And it's with Amrabat. Well, nicely cut out. Now what can they do with the ball?
That was excellent defending.
McGinn. Now with Ryan Christie. John McGinn. Andrew Robertson. Christie. Just the challenge that was required. Issa Diop. It's with Diaz. You can sense the threat is there. Well, honestly, I didn't mean to jinx them. This wasn't a very good pass, finally. Well, the scoreline means they can focus on keeping possession. Scott McTominay. Ferguson. McGinn. Now with Ryan Christie. Struggling to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, they can't give it away that cheaply.
Riyad. Now with Hakimi. Sofiane Amrabat. Nicely cut out. Christie. Oh, he's lost possession. Delightful pass. And a free kick here. Ferguson. McGinn. Lewis Ferguson. Well, there to intercept. Hakimi. And credit due, a good intervention. Andrew Robertson. Well, passing moves like this will build confidence.
Can they just find that killer pass now?
And can they make one of these passes count? Impressive build-up. Christie. And now with McGinn. Ferguson. Scott McTominay. Now with Ryan Christie. McGinn. Ferguson. It's with McTominay. Textbook closing down, and now they're on the attack. Aaron Hickey. On the ball, Diop. Hakimi. Couldn't keep the momentum going.
Well, they defend those areas really well.
Andrew Robertson. And it's Hendry with it. Well, when you have the lead, you can play in this manner, keeping the ball like this. Christie. It's with McTominay. Andrew Robertson. Well, nicely cut out. Ayoub El-Kabi. Can they level the game? Oh, moving it nicely. Well, it did look promising, but no threat in the end. Andrew Robertson. Sufyan Amrabat. It's with Diaz. And a good challenge to bring that attack to an end. Ferguson. Grant Hanley with it. Hickey. And the whistle is sounded for half-time in this game. Well, he's been the standout for his side so far, don't you think, Stuart?
Well, I thought he had a really effective first half. Not only did he get the goal that gave them the lead, but his general play was really good. He was a constant threat, and I'm sure we'll see more of him in the second half.
Well, they've got things going again here, and I wonder what kind of second half we have in store for us. A really effective shielding under pressure.
That's held up so well there.
And passing it well. And the cross into the middle. And he's got and scored to level us again.
Well, here it is again. He's alive to the situation. He makes good contact with the ball and he keeps it down. That's a nice headed goal.
So back underway following the equaliser. Scott McTominay. Determined not to give it away. Could cross it in here. Can they do it? Well, moving the ball forward, they might be in business. Can they forge ahead? Oh, last-ditch defending at its very finest. And snuffed out the danger immediately. Well, this could really help the cause. For the lead here. And a goal to re-establish their advantage. Just look at the celebrations.
Well, here we can see it again, and it's all about the pace of the passing. One touch, slick movement, and then the finish is fairly simple in the end. That's a good goal.
Well, back underway as we reflect on the goal that's made it 2-1. Realising that it might be opening up on the opposite flank.
Yeah, that looks good to me.
Sufyan Amrabat. Good-looking move. And options in the centre. Hickey. Good run, very much in control of the situation. Nicely timed tackle. Sofiane Amrabat. Doing everything possible to keep possession. Oh, nice ball over the top. A really single-minded piece of defending to make sure nothing untoward happened. Hakimi. Can he play it in? Well, that's a clever ball. And in the right position to read it. Could pose a threat on the counter. And a disappointing end to that. Sofiane Amrabat. Now with Hakimi. And it's with Amrabat. Hakimi. Brahim. And take it away. Hanley. Happy to play keep ball, and why not?
Yeah, they mustn't get too complacent, though.
Che Adams. Grant Hanley with it. Hickey. Ball retention, so important. Cross blocked. Oh, moving it nicely. Counter-attacking possibilities. Well, unfortunately, it fizzled out in the end. Riyad. Sofiane Amrabat. El Kabi. Moving the ball forward with genuine purpose here. And perfectly positioned. And Scotland have it back now. It's a neat move. An utterly disappointing cross. Goal kick. Both managers deciding this is the time to change things around. Both teams going to the bench. Jack Hendry. Here's Robertson. Christie. And it's Hendry with it. Not giving it away. Looking for the final pass. Christie. A very timely interception. And a throw in for Scotland. McGinn. Now with Ryan Christie. It's looking promising. Well, in the final analysis, it was good defending. Azzedine Ounahi. Brahim. Unahi. Brahim Diaz now. Determined not to give it away. Brahim. Now he must play it across. Intelligent ball. And defensive play to be applauded.
Well, they made some good decisions there.
Hickey. Grant Hanley with it. And with the advantage, no reason why you shouldn't play keep ball. Lewis Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Andrew Robertson. Andrew Robertson. Grant Hanley with it. Might be onto something. Ferguson. Good looking pass. Lewis Ferguson. And now with McGinn. Who can he pick out? Another good looking attack. Good patience. And Sonia on the volley.
Well, he'll be frustrated with that finish. That was a big opportunity there.
They will now make use of their substitutes bench. And lost the ball. Ayoub El-Kadi. Well, this looks really productive. What can they do from this position? Well, nothing comes of it. It looked promising. Lewis Ferguson. And it's Hendry with it. Hanley.
Please meet your daughter at guest relations. Thank you.
Dykes. Interesting pass. Showing good situational awareness. Azzedine Unahi. Unahi. Shadi Riyad. Well, had no intention of losing out. Well, it's an attractive passing move, but it's all about finding an equaliser here. Well, honestly, I didn't mean to jinx them. Just wasn't a very good pass, finally. Physically strong and secure on the ball. Aaron Hickey. Trying to tee it up. Good strong play on the ball. Fed over towards their back post. But keeper's ball. They'll be disappointed with that delivery. Well, doesn't have to do it on his own. But they took care of the situation defensively. Aaron Hickey. Moving it so confidently now. Confident play. Well, it was a good-looking sequence, but it comes to an end. Aaron Hickey. On to McGinn. Opportunity. And cleared behind for a corner.
It's a case of just getting it away in those situations.
Substitution time it is here. And he's fired over the corner. Well, that was wasteful. Far too close to the keeper. Showing good ball control. Azzedine Ounahi. And a lot to like about this attack. And nicely over the top. And a throw-in forthcoming. Issa Diop. Using his physical strength to make sure he doesn't lose the ball. Hakimi. And Scotland will get the throw in. Really determined play to hang on to it. In search of an equaliser. He read the situation defensively and did his job. And moving it forward. Lewis Ferguson. On to McGinn. How about the cross? Well, good idea. Thoughtful play. And it's opening up. Oh, that's a magnificent volley. What a thumper. And far from simple to put it away, yet dispatched seemingly with ease. If ever there were a reason to get emotional about a goal, you've just been exposed to it. Hello, it's great to be with you, and I don't think anybody is going to complain, especially about the weather. I'm Derek Ray on the commentary gantry, and delighted to be joined, as always, by Stuart Robson. And with the game just moments away now, this really ought to be a superb watch. It's Scotland versus Morocco.
Well, a quick start to the game is all important here today, and I'm sure both managers will have drilled that into the players. But they also have to play with composure and a tactical understanding. It should be a good game.
Here's how Scotland will line up.
Well, on paper it's down as a 4-5-1, but for me it's more likely to be a split midfield, with 3 supporting the front man and 2 sitting that little bit deeper as defensive cover.
This is what they'll be up against today.
Well, although we have it down as a 4-5-1, it's actually more likely to be a 4-2-3-1. They play with 2 holding midfield players, a number 10 and 2 wingers. The system has a nice balance to it.
Not a successful intervention, winning the ball back. Shadi Riyad. Ayoub El-Kabi. Really getting stuck in. Hickey. Attacking with vigour. And a very good challenge. Well, good run and good ball control. And snuffed out the danger immediately.
Yeah, that's good positioning and excellent reading of the situation.
And out of play for what will be a Scotland throw. Lewis Ferguson. Here's Robertson. Ferguson. Andrew Robertson. Scott McTominay. Clean challenge. Andrew Robertson. Jack Hendry. John McGinn. Now opening things up. And now with McGinn. Superb defensive judgment to end the attack. Hakimi. What to like about that pass? Untidy in possession. Ferguson. And now with McGinn. Teammates in the middle. But goalkeeper's ball, disappointingly for them. Andrew Robertson. On to Adams. Christie. Jack Hendry. Che Adams. Lewis Ferguson. This is a joy to watch.
Yeah, they move the ball so well.
It's a neat move. John McGinn. Ferguson. Che Adams. Excellent defending. Well, you can probably see why we're focusing on this fellow as one to watch. In particular, what do you expect to see from him?
Well, if you give free kicks away to this man, he'll punish him. He really is brilliant from dead ball situations and has got great technique.
Andrew Robertson. On to McGinn. Here's Robertson. It's with McTominay. Well, potential danger.
But they need to find that extra bit of guile.
Well, the attack petered out. Issa Diop. Good work from Scotland to win back possession. John McGinn. Lewis Ferguson. Well, that wasn't a great challenge. Well, a yellow card so early in this one, Stuart.
Well, it doesn't matter how early it is in the game. That's a poor challenge and deserved the booking.
Sloppy in possession from Scotland. McGinn. Andrew Robertson. Grant Hanley with it. An effective challenge. And since they have the ball, the referee playing advantage here. Aaron Hickey. And a significant block following that cross. And play halted, free kick given. And I suppose a booking was inevitable.
Yeah, she couldn't let that go, could she?
And deep into the penalty area. Scott McTominay. Delightful passing. McGinn. And it's Hendry with it. In the right place to cut out the pass. Shadi Riyad. And it's with Amrabat. That's a good ball. Not completely out of trouble here. Up a disappointing dead end. Realising that it might be opening up on the opposite flank.
Yeah, this could certainly work for them.
Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Jack Hendry. Lewis Ferguson. Christie. Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. And possibilities here. Well, they stopped them in their tracks. Scott McTominay. Christie. And an astute piece of defending. Issa Diop. Sofiane Amrabat. Now with Hakimi. And that's very intelligent play to win back possession. Lewis Ferguson. And now with McGinn. McGinn. Jack Hendry. Now with Ryan Christie. Could be threatening. Could play it in. And fine use of the ball. Intercepted at the right time.
That was a vital bit of defending there.
Could catch them on the break. And showing good game awareness. Well, they're moving it around with real purpose here. Christie. And now with McGinn. Jack Hendry. Here's Robertson. Now with Ryan Christie. Well, a bad pass it was. Hickey. Grant Hanley with it. Lewis Ferguson. Smart defending. John McGinn. Ferguson. And it's Hendry with it. Andrew Robertson. Lewis Ferguson. Christie. Here's Robertson. Scott McTominay. Oh, useful ball. Adams. Well, there to intercept. Scott McTominay. Grant Hanley with it. Hickey. Jack Hendry. Now with Ryan Christie. Andrew Robertson. Christie. Lewis Ferguson. Moving the ball well here. Ferguson. Grant Hanley with it. Ferguson. And there's the feed into the box. Well, he wasn't messing around with the clearance. Oh, big moment! And it was a great chance for 1-0.
Well, that should have been the opener, shouldn't it? What a chance that was.
Beautiful pass. He could pick out a teammate. Can we set up a chance? Oh, a touch too heavy there.
Well, they certainly got their defensive shape absolutely right there.
Ferguson. Hickey. Scott McTominay. Jack Hendry. Here's Robertson. Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. And easily intercepted. Letting the play flow. And Scotland with the ball again. Aaron Hickey. Keeping it on the ground. Slightly off target, however. And now for the yellow card.
Yeah, smart refereeing. Waited for the right moment to give that card.
And in the right position to make sure it didn't go all the way through. Aaron Hickey. Well, we can give them high marks for their passing, but can they make this pressure count? But then the one that goes astray. Sufyan Amrabat. And it's with Amrabat. Well, he keeps going. Hakimi. Maybe dangerous here. Oh, just mistimed his run, and the flag going up. Lewis Ferguson. And now with McGinn. Jack Hendry. Here's Robertson. Christie. John McGinn. Scott McTominay. Good passage of play. Promising ball.
Yeah, really good vision there.
Lewis Ferguson. John McGinn. Good advantage there. And lost the ball. Hickey. Grant Hanley with it. Aaron Hickey. Hanley. And it's Hendry with it. Intelligent defending. Distributing it well. Hanley. Now with Ryan Christie. Aaron Hickey. And it's Hendry with it. Hickey. Grant Hanley with it. Aaron Hickey. Hanley. Jack Hendry. Grant Hanley with it. Take it away. John McGinn. It's with McTominay. Grant Hanley with it. Scott McTominay. Lewis Ferguson. How about the cross? Hakimi. Brahim Diaz now. A really good pass. Showing real patience. Can they forge ahead?
Can they just increase the tempo here?
Could be troublesome. Ferguson. And unable to keep possession. Hakimi. Sufyan Amrabat. You can sense the threat is there. Can he put them in front? And he got to it fairly easily. John McGinn. Lewis Ferguson. And now with McGinn. And very nicely positioned to win it back. 1 minute of stoppage time has been added on. Could be dangerous. And the attack carried promise, but petered out.
That really was a lovely bit of defending there.
Andrew Robertson. It's with McTominay. Lewis Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. And with that, the first half draws to a close. Well, he was one of their better players in the first half, but needed to be better still. Your thoughts?
Well, he struggled to have any real impact on the game. I think if they are to kick on in the second half, it's key that he sees a bit more of the ball. And hopefully with that, he can start to put that back line under a bit more pressure.
So underway again. You might call it a defensive masterclass so far. Will either attack come to life? Really good challenge. Jack Hendry. Scott McTominay. Confident play. But then the one that fails to hit its target. A successful intervention, winning the ball back. Andrew Robertson. And in the right position to read it. Hakimi. And it's with Amrabat. Shadi Riyad. Ayoub El-Kabi. Well, we can give them high marks for their passing, but can they make this pressure count? Scott McTominay. And the defensive intervention there. El Kabi. Hakimi. And there it breaks down, but credit to the defence. Sufyan Amrabat. On the ball, Diop. And Scotland regaining possession. Ferguson. Can he find the right pass? And whipped into the box. Well blocked, but he must clear it away. Attack breaks down. And they keep it moving. And teammates to play it to. Superb defensive judgment to end the attack. Sufyan Amrabat. In the right place to cut out the pass. Ayoub El Kabi. And it's with Amrabat. And support available. Brahim. Breathing a sigh of relief. Ball one. El Kabi. This is looking good. Nice looking move, this. It's with Diaz. Very effective passing sequence. Top-class defending. Hickey. Showing good ball control. Well, it looked highly promising, but they got nothing out of it. Sufyan Amrabat. Well, nicely cut out. Christie. Ferguson. Scott McTominay. On to McGinn. It's with McTominay. Scotland losing possession. Determined not to give it away.
Skill, strength and awareness. Really well played.
Shadi Riyad. Now with Hakimi. Sufyan Amrabat. Lovely ball over the top. It is to be a throw-in. Clever defending. Good strength to keep the ball. Free kick awarded then by the referee. Good ball over the top. And quick thinking from the keeper, who was off his line early. Well, we're into the final half hour. Lewis Ferguson. And an astute piece of defending. Looks more than decent. Oh, that's fine defensive play. Lewis Ferguson. Hickey. And the pass deftly cut out. And moving it forward. Shadi Riyad. Good patience. But then the one that goes astray. Issa Diop. Couldn't hang on to it. Lewis Ferguson. Scott McTominay. Ferguson. And now with McGinn. And in the right position to read it. Christie. Ball retention is often part of it. Decent position. Well read to ease the pressure. Could catch them on the break. Just wasn't going to part with the ball. Well, nicely cut out. Now what can they do with the ball?
Please come to guest relations to claim your prize.
Christie. Ball retention so important. Andrew Robertson. Now with Ryan Christie. Here's Robertson. Really good interception. Shadi Riyad. Ayoub El-Kabi. Trying to tee it up. And good anticipation. Shadi Riyad. Well, offside. I rather think he was caught in two minds.
Well, he just needed to go elsewhere with his pass. He showed a complete lack of awareness there.
McGinn. And now to intervene. El-Kabi. Azzedine Ounahi. Really fine play to keep possession. Timed it well. Throw in here. And into the last 20 minutes. Jack Hendry. Christie. It's with McTominay. Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Just trying to keep their opponents on their toes with the passing game. Oh, great defending. Had no interest in losing possession. Azzedine Ounahi. Scott McTominay. Here's Robertson. Just wasn't going to give that ball away. McGinn. Andrew Robertson. Attack looks promising. Now he must favour the cross. No, high quality defending. Nicely regaining possession. Shadi Riyad. Ayoub El-Kadi. Well, that's really strong play to keep hold of the ball. And good work to regain possession. Nicely constructed. A fine reading of the situation. Ayoub El-Kadi. Wasted possession again. Making use of his physical strength to hang on to it. Options in the middle. Well anticipated. Clearly took a touch on the way out of play, so a throw-in to come. Substitution time it is here. Ferguson. Scott McTominay. Lewis Ferguson. Ferguson. Scott McTominay. This might be productive. Well, possibilities in the centre. And he read it well defensively. And not giving the opposition a look in. That's strong play. Shadi Riyad. Ounahi. And on the front foot, this is great theatre. Azzedine Ounahi. It's time to play it over. Well, quite simply not precise enough from that position. Hanley. Aaron Hickey. Scott McTominay. Lewis Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Good pass. Tension building, still level. But quick thinking defensively. Showing a lot of guile there. Teamwork and passing in evidence. Well, that's how to shield the ball and control it. It's a good-looking ball. Oh, that's a clever ball. Using his physical strength to make sure he doesn't lose the ball. Brahim. Unahi. Now with Hakimi. Brahim. Hakimi. That's a lovely ball. Let's see about the cross. And given away by Scotland. Asadine Unahi. Nice looking move, this. Intelligent defending. McGinn. Real determination in the challenge. A throw in here. There has been plenty of limbering up from substitutes, and now both sides will make personnel switches. Lyndon Dykes. Now with Ryan Christie. Andrew Robertson. And a goal here might be the clincher. And steered back under a bit of pressure. Hickey. And strong play here. How about the cross? Hakimi. Asadine Unahi. Really fine play to keep possession. Unahi. Brahim Diaz now. Oh, that's a super piece of defending. Lewis Ferguson. Good through ball. Well, you can see how fiercely they're concentrating on finding a winner. Dykes. Well, that's how to keep the opposition at bay. Asadine Unahi. Chance maybe to use their counter-attacking ability to good effect. They're in a perfect position to cut it out. What about the stoppage time situation? 2 minutes the word. Ferguson. On to McGinn. On to Dykes. Could be threatening. And behind for a corner. And over comes the corner. Well, strong play here. Lewis Ferguson. They're showing good defensive judgment. Hakimi. Can they push ahead in the closing stages? be dangerous. And there's the whistle. They cannot be separated after 90 minutes. And so turning into something of a marathon. On they go. That's a good-looking pass. Holding on to it. Unahi. Good strength to keep the ball. Unahi. Showing real patience. Can they forge ahead? Ayoub El-Kadi. Unahi. It's a neat move. It did look on for them, but not to be. McGinn. Here's Robertson. John McGinn. And the challenge halts them in their tracks. Intelligent ball. On the ball, Diop. And a chance to whip it in here. That's a fine-looking pass. Just the challenge that was required. Christie. Good physical play. McGinn. It has gone over the touchline for what will be a throw-in. John McGinn. Christie. And it's Hendry with it. McGinn. Andrew Robertson. And using the flank. And that's going to go all the way out of play. Disappointing. Unahi. And nicely cut out. They've given him too much space. And keeping possession. Well, sadly, they just couldn't keep possession. Lewis Ferguson. Hurst. Hanley with it. Ferguson. On to Dykes. Can they take the lead? But then the commentator's curse comes into play. Andrew Robertson. Grant Hanley with it. Lewis Ferguson. And it's Hendry with it. Hanley. And easily intercepted. Shadi Riyad. Azzedine Ounahi. And he read it well, intercepting it. Andrew Robertson. Given away again. Christie. Here's Robertson. Lewis Ferguson. Andrew Robertson. Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Good ball over the top. Jack Hendry. On to McGinn. Hurst. Ferguson. Intelligent defending. Flowing here. You have no intention of losing out. Teammates available. A fine reading of the situation. Hickey. Can't give him too much space. Oh, that attack collapsed completely. Using all his defensive acumen to cut it out. Christie. McGinn. Now with Ryan Christie. Ferguson. Not a huge chunk of added time. 1 minute. Now plays with a positional sense that is second to none. That's a good ball. Really using his strength effectively. And the assistant referee has raised his flag. Offside. They decided that now is the time to go to the bench. Half-time in extra time, and still they are level.
Substitution for the hosts.
So back underway. The legs might be tired, but the minds have to be focused.
Coming onto the pitch, number 6, Kieran Tierney.
Wonderfully weighted pass. Terrific block. Could cross it in here. Can they set up a chance? Showing real patience. Can they forge ahead? And a good take under duress there. McLean. Now with Tierney. Andrew Robertson. On to Tierney. Here's Robertson. Now with Tierney. Very quick thinking there. Danger building. Hickey. Using his strength to shield the ball. Oh, danger here. Ferguson. Not the best challenge, free kick. And that's a smart stop. A goalkeeper on his toes. Shadi Riyad. Hakimi. Not as accurate as it could have been.
Yeah, they can't afford to give the ball away so cheaply.
Kieran Tierney. If they can finish here, that might be that. And a good-looking ball. And that really could have been the big moment.
Well, it's a really poor attempt at such a crucial time as well. He has to score there.
Soufiane Rahimi. Issa Diop. Now with Hakimi. And showing good game awareness. And passing it through. Physically strong and secure on the ball. Just knocked it out of there.
Well, no frills defending there. Just get the ball away from danger.
Tension building, still level. But quick thinking defensively. Hakimi. Kenny McLean now. Ferguson. Well, moving the ball forward, they might be in business. Referee had a good view of that one. Well, he wasn't likely to get away with that. Azzedine Ounahi. Hakimi. The prospect of settling the game. A fine reading of the situation. And a throw-in it's going to be. Well, 5 minutes remaining in this, the second period of extra time. And possibilities here. And across that time, completely overcooked. Aaron Hickey. On to Hurst. Ferguson. Hanley. Now with Hurst. Lewis Ferguson. Nicely constructed. Could play it in. Good physical play. No let up here. It did look on for them, but not to be. Hanley. Kenny McLean now. Textbook example of how to cut it out. A goal here might win it. And in the right position to read it. intervening. And deep into the penalty area. Well, they might be able to launch a counter-attack. And the teams are level, and every corner counts at this juncture. Trying to tee it up. Well, the weather forecasters promised us an agreeable day for football, and that's exactly what we've got. My name is Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me, ready to provide all the analysis, is Stuart Robson. And if this game lives up to its billing, we're in for a riveting occasion. It's Scotland versus Morocco.
This should be a good game. Great atmosphere inside the stadium. We've got two teams full of quality, some interesting matchups, and two coaches that want to play an attractive brand of football. What more could you ask for?
So here is the lineup.
Well, in this shape, if their wide players stay high up the pitch and get enough of the ball, it's a very attacking lineup. But if they drop too deep, they will then leave the centre-forward isolated, and it could be difficult for them.
And here's how Morocco will line up.
Well, they're starting with an attacking 4-5-1 formation, with three players in advance of two holding midfielders. But it's important that the wide players come in field to join the centre-forward at the right time.
Aaron Hickey. Showing a good reading of the game. Soufiane Amrabat. Well, that's good defending. Well organised at the back.
They won the ball at just the right time there.
John McGinn. Andrew Robertson. On to McGinn. Here's Robertson. Jack Hendry. There to take it away. Well, good vision. But off his line in a flash. Smart goalkeeping. Christie. Here's Robertson. John McGinn. On to Adams. Christie. Well, the attack looks promising. Showing good situational awareness. Riyad. Soufiane Amrabat. And playing it through, but the keeper was already on his way. Excellent anticipation. Andrew Robertson. Christie. Here's Robertson. Deserves credit for winning the ball back. Shadi Riyad. And it's with Amrabat. Che Adams. Here's Robertson. Oh, useful ball. Oh, it might be. Just narrowly off target. Well, an early decision for the official. And there is the first booking.
Yeah, and a yellow this early might just keep things under control.
Possession one. McGinn. Andrew Robertson has lost the ball. Fairly easy for the referee to spot that deflection. So now a throw in. Lewis Ferguson. Aaron Hickey. Jack Hendry. John McGinn. Now with Ryan Christie. Ferguson. And a wayward pass.
Yeah, they've got to pass it better than that.
Hakimi. On the ball, Diop. Good work from Scotland to win back possession. Scott McTominay. Andrew Robertson. Now what can they do from here? Ferguson. Moving the ball really well here. Really nice looking pass. Will he play it in? Oh, moving it nicely. Element of risk there, but he's won the ball. Oh, that's a clever ball. Hakimi. On the ball, Diop. Sufyan Amrabat. Corner kick forthcoming. And played short. Intelligent ball. On the ball, Diop. And possibilities here. It has gone over the touchline for what will be a throw-in. Options in the centre. Penalty! This to make it 1-0. And a goal! He was composure personified, and he's done his job from the spot.
Well, here's the replay, and the goalkeeper dives early, and that's why he goes straight down the middle. What a good penalty. Watch the goalkeeper all the way. Excellent.
So the match has restarted. 1-0 here. Christie. Aaron Hickey. Grant Hanley with it. Andrew Robertson. Lewis Ferguson. Christie. Just trying to keep their opponents on their toes with the passing game.
They certainly know how to keep the ball, don't they?
Che Adams. Here's Robertson. McGinn. Ferguson. On to McGinn. McTominay. And played the pass well. Scott McTominay. John McGinn. Che Adams. Andrew Robertson. Showing a good reading of the game. Scott McTominay. Well, they're moving it around with real purpose here. Wants to attack from the wide areas. Oh, disappointing end to that. Confident attacking play. And covering tremendous ground here. Nicely timed tackle. Aaron Hickey. Ferguson. That's a good-looking ball. Oh, that's defending of the highest order.
That was a vital challenge. Brilliant stuff.
El Kabi. Well, using the space really well. But now can they push on? Free kick is what's been given. And he read it well defensively. Riyad. Sofian Amrabat. Now opening things up. Good patient build-up as they try to fashion something. Well, honestly, I didn't mean to jinx them. Just wasn't a very good pass, finally. They're getting the ball forward. But nothing comes of it. Ayoub El Kabi. And there to intervene. Lewis Ferguson. It's with McTominay. Riyad. On the ball, Diop. Hakimi. Issa Diop. The confidence really coming out. That's a useful cross. Well, in fact, a bit too close to the goalkeeper, and that was always going to be claimed. McGinn. And he read it well, intercepting it. Sofiane Amrabat. Issa Diop. And it's with Amrabat. Well, that's splendid play. Very quick thinking there. Che Adams. Ferguson. On to Adams. And a lot to like about this attack. Promising pass. Lewis Ferguson. And the pass not quite accurate enough, was it? Not the best challenge, free kick. Referee deciding to give the free kick. Ball retention is often part of it. And we saw the situation developing. McGinn. Christie. Well, a passing sequence that's easy on the eye, but then the one that fails to hit its target. Sofiane Amrabat. Hakimi. And it's with Amrabat. Looking good again.
Yeah, good passing and really clever movement.
A very good tackle. Made it look routine, but read it well. El Kabi. Good movement. And there it breaks down, but credit to the defence. And good use of advantage, the referee allowing play to continue. Hanley. Che Adams. Maybe dangerous here. Very alert defending to cut off the supply. Sufyan Amrabat. Playing with a flow and intensity. Utterly disappointing cross. Goal kick. And the referee now going back to deal with the earlier incident. A yellow card it's going to be. Christie. John McGinn. Take it away.
Yeah, that's the way to win the ball back. Good reading of the game.
Shadi Riyad. Hakimi. Riyad. On the ball, Diop. Nice looking pass. Good looking cross. That goalkeeper's ball. Disappointingly for them. Scott McTominay. And the defensive intervention there. Well, the attack looks promising. Options in the centre. Well, fine use of the ball. Ferguson. And the pass keeps them flowing. And just losing control of the ball. And it will be a throw-in. And that's great work to keep it in play. Tighter here. Cutting in from the flank. Not looking all that comfortable on the ball. Hickey. Can they create something from here? And there's the feed into the box. Well, couldn't bend his run, and the flag went up. That's effective pressure, high up the pitch. Ferguson. Hickey. That's a good-looking ball. The threat was there, but no problems now.
Really nice piece of defending there. Good positioning.
El Kabi. Brahim. And it's with Amrabat. The referee has decided that 2 additional minutes are in order. Sufyan Amrabat. Likes to run with the ball at his feet. Lewis Ferguson. Now with Ryan Christie. Ferguson. In the right place to cut out the pass. El Kabi. Good weight on that pass. And possibilities inside the box. This went slightly awry for them there. An example of how to press. So the whistle then. We're at the halfway stage in this match. Well, he's been the standout for his side so far, don't you think, Stuart?
He took his goal well and was a constant threat throughout that first half. I thought he showed a lot of skill to get out of tight situations, and he had a real impact on the plate.
Away they go again. Second half is underway here. Succeeded in winning it back. Oh, danger here. Very effective pass. Hakimi, can he put it in? And the keeper making sure there were no straps for them to feed on. Lewis Ferguson. Grant Hanley with it. Hickey. Good patience. Lewis Ferguson. McGinn. Well, that ball looks promising.
Now they have to make the most of it.
John McGinn. And it's Hendry with it. Che Adams. Lewis Ferguson. Moving the ball nicely in search of an equaliser. Hakimi. Sufyan Amrabat. Riyad. Che Adams. McGinn. Here's Robertson. Hanley. And moving it forward. And played the pass well. Options in the middle. An attack that had potential.
Yeah, right place at the right time there. Good defending.
McGinn. Andrew Robertson. And now with McGinn. Good-looking move. And a chance to whip it in here. That's a good-looking pass. And he read it well defensively. Good strength to keep the ball. Hickey. Well, a textbook interception. Not giving it away.
Well, he wasn't going to have that taken off him, was he?
Well, they're going to be very cross with themselves because that was a wasted opportunity. Christie. Ferguson. John McGinn. Well, it's a decent-looking attack, this. Well shown inside. Hickey. Oh, that's a clever ball. And holding the ball up in a decent position. Decent idea. Scott McTominay. Ferguson. A really good pass. Moving the ball nicely. Well, they couldn't keep that sequence going, unfortunately. Well, play stopped. It is a free kick. Now opening things up. And options in the centre. Well, no threat posed by the cross. Brahim. Now with Hakimi. Brahim. Sufyan Amrabat. Looking good again. And it's with Amrabat. Brahim. Well read to ease the pressure. And the referee takes exception to the challenge. Free kick. Plenty of players waiting in the middle. Could be threatening. And the flag was up in good time. It's offside.
Well, he should have realised that was going to be offside. That's a poor decision to play that pass.
Christie. 30 minutes to go then. Lewis Ferguson. That's a good-looking ball. Can they level the game?
It's patient, but where's the penetration?
Decent-looking pass. Can he get the level? Oh, could have been the equaliser.
And should have done better there.
Pressure exerted, but he keeps the ball. Clever defending. Good physical play. Shadi Riyad. Stop.